Bebopalooba, bebopalooba. What's up, guys? It's Matt with BleepinJeep.com. This is the Scorpion Crawler project. Yes, it's in its early stages, but this is it. This is what I've been talking about for a long time now, and I finally started building it. Might be a while before it's finished, hopefully within a year, hopefully less, but you know how that goes when you're building something. Today I just wanted to do a little update, kind of showing you what I plan to do with this thing. I don't know that there'll be a lot of how-tos, not how-tos, but there'll be a lot of videos showing what I'm doing to it, but I don't really know if it's going to be much of a how-to because it's going to be a custom-built crawler pretty much. So I don't know if you'll be able to, I'll be able to show you how to do something on your Jeep because this is going to be completely custom. But hopefully you guys will enjoy watching it anyway. I'd love to hear what you would like to see as far as while I'm building the buggy. What kind of how-tos would you like to see me make of the process? So I'm going to show you what my plans are, and then I'm going to slowly build this sucker, but check it out. Let's walk around. So I've already taken the front grill off and everything, and I've pretty much taken everything apart that I can before I start cutting. I've taken everything out of here that I don't absolutely have to have. I'm trying to move everything away from the edges because I'm going to narrow the front end. It's going to be a dovetailed front end. I'm going to come in probably as close as I can get it to the radiator. The only way I can come in further is if I get a new radiator that's taller, and I don't know if I'll do that or not, but I can at least come in to right about here and narrow that front end. That way the tires have more clearance. I'm also planning on lengthening the front end and the rear end so that I'd like to have 0 approach angles and departure angles, 0 degree. So we'll see how that goes. So I've gotten a lot of stuff out of here, including the battery, the intake box, the vacuum ball, and the reservoir. I'll have to find new places for all that stuff because it's going to be a lot smaller in here. And then I'll need to cut the hood and figure out how to do that. This is going to be a lot of tubing on here, and I'll need to make all of that myself, and the front bumper and everything. Right now I'm really trying to figure out what to do right here. I'm leaning towards cutting this all out instead of folding it in, just cutting it away and redoing this. I'm not going to have fenders, I'm going to have all tube right here. And I'd like to go with some kind of nitrogen shocks or coilovers, something like that, so I'll need to make shock hoops, and we'll get rid of the springs. And I'm probably going to do a 4-link front and rear. And to get that axle out as far as I want it to go, I'll probably end up doing full hydro. I'm debating whether I should stick with narrow axles. I've got Dana 44s front and rear for this thing, but I'd like to go with RCVs and 40-inch tires. So it's kind of higher, it's kind of pushing the limits of the Dana 44, but with it being as light as it's going to be, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, I'm not sure. But I really have always wanted to stay narrow, so that's my goal, is to keep narrow axles instead of full width axles. We'll see how that works out. But I'm planning on pulling everything that I don't absolutely have to have and getting it as lightweight as possible. So on the inside here, this is a 98 Cherokee, but I've already applied the 90, or actually this came from my crawler. This is an 88 steering wheel, so I put the older version steering wheel on a 98. And I have gotten rid of the dash. I'm probably going to do a custom aluminum dash, hopefully, that's the goal. And I've gotten rid of everything that I don't absolutely have to have. I pulled the wiring harness out, completely chopped every wire out that I don't need for this thing to run. but I left the gauges so that I can still have operating gauges, and so far the gauges and everything works. So I'd like to have 4 seats in this thing. Even though it's a buggy, I'd like to be able to fit passengers in here. Hopefully 4 bucket seats, like racing seats. I think in a minute here I'm going to pull the e-brake, and I'll have to figure out another way for an e-brake, so like a line lock or something. But I think finally I'll be able to have nice decent cup holders and an XJ, so that'll be cool. And so I need to, I'd like to maybe keep the seat belts, the stock seat belts, but I also want to have 5-point harness for whenever you get in some sketchy areas. Now in the back here, I will probably need to move the gas tank up either halfway or all the way up into the back compartment here because of the 4-link. It needs to be, you know, there needs to be more clearance underneath for the 4-link to happen. So I'll need to figure out what to do with the gas tank there. I'm also going to narrow the rear end dovetail or bob, and so it's going to come in like a triangle on this side too. So I'll need to figure out how to make that work. So it's going to come in, I don't know how far it'll come in, but probably starting here at the C-pillars, I'll bend it in and narrow it at the back. So I'm also going to remove the B pillar, the C pillar, and the D pillar. I'm going to fully tube it. I'm going to keep the A pillar and the windshield and the roof. So I'd like to have glass, windshield, and a roof for when it's raining. But I want to remove all of this. But I still want it to look like a Cherokee in the end, so I need to kind of figure that out. But I don't really like the look of both sides, but I'd like to do something here. Maybe put some, I've got a 4x6, I think, piece of square tubing. I'll probably cut the rockers out, put that in there, bring the tubing down, connect all to that, make some sliders out of that as well. And I'd like to, I don't know if I'll bring it up a little bit, maybe bring the ground clearance up right there. And then, so there's not going to be any glass except for the windshield. And then, like I said, I'll bring this in. I'm going to have to figure out how to cut and patch the roof line as well. So this is my first time to build a buggy, so this will be a learning experience for me, maybe for you guys too as well. But if you'd like to see something, I'd really like to know what you want to see, because like I said, there's not going to be too much how-to because I'm learning as well. But if you want to see the build, let me know, or let me know what you'd like to see, because I don't know if that's going to be boring or not, watching me trying to figure junk out. So let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see, and if you have any suggestions for this build, I'm sure there'll be more videos to come. So I appreciate you guys watching, and do subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and leave your comments below. We'll see you next time.